In a village, there lived a boy named Arjun. Arjun was exceptionally bright in his studies, and everyone admired his intelligence and quick mind. However, Arjun had a significant flaw. He did not use his time wisely. Most of his days were spent playing with his friends, gaming on his phone, and engaging in pointless conversations. Although his parents repeatedly attempted to teach him about the value of time, Arjun failed to comprehend how truly precious time was. He consistently thought to himself, "I have plenty of time. I'll complete my tasks later. For now, I just want to enjoy life." One day, the results of the annual examinations were announced at his school. To everyone's surprise, Arjun scored below average, much worse than expected. His teachers, who had previously praised him, now expressed deep disappointment. Even his friends began to distance themselves. Returning home, Arjun found his parents staring at his report card, visibly disheartened. Arjun felt deeply angry at himself but wasn't sure how to alter his bad habits. That evening, troubled by his thoughts, Arjun visited his grandfather, one of the most respected and wise elders in the village. Sitting beside his grandfather, Arjun opened up about his troubles and said, "Grandpa, I can't understand why I failed this time, even though I'm usually a good student." His grandfather listened attentively and then gently smiled, responding, "Son, the issue isn't that you're not intelligent or capable. Your real problem is that you've taken time for granted. Time is incredibly precious. If used wisely, it can guide you towards success. However, if you waste it, it will certainly pull you back." Confused, Arjun asked, "But Grandpa, we always have plenty of time, don't we? Can't I always use it later?" With a serious expression, his grandfather replied, "No, son, time is like the flowing water of a river. Once it passes, it never returns. Let me share a story that might help you better understand the value of time." Grandpa began his story. Long ago, there was a powerful king named Vikram. He possessed immense wealth, grand palaces, and countless servants. Yet, King Vikram had a bad habit. He consistently wasted his time on trivial activities. He would wake up late, socialize with friends rather than attending to important matters, and always postpone essential tasks, repeatedly saying, "I'll do it tomorrow." One day, a wise sage visited the king's court. The sage advised him, "Your Majesty, you have every imaginable luxury, yet you neglect your most valuable treasure, time. If you fail to use it wisely, you'll eventually regret it profoundly." The king laughed dismissively and replied, "I have plenty of time. I can do whatever I want whenever I want." The sage warned again, "Don't underestimate time. It can ruin even the mightiest of rulers." But the king chose to ignore this advice. Years passed, and the king grew older. His health began to deteriorate. His kingdom weakened, and his soldiers faced numerous defeats. Gradually, his people lost faith in him. Only then did the king realize he had squandered his time on meaningless pursuits. Desperately, he searched for the sage to seek guidance. But the sage was nowhere to be found. The king was filled with regret, recognizing that all his wealth and power could not reverse the effects of lost time. In the end, he understood that time itself was the true treasure. Listening to this story, Arjun became deeply thoughtful. For the first time, he recognized the magnitude of the precious time he had wasted. With hope in his voice, he asked, "Grandpa, is it still possible for me to change my life by using my time wisely from now on?" Grandpa smiled warmly and said, "Of course, son, the wheel of time never stops turning. If you start using your time wisely today, nothing can hold you back from achieving success. However, remember never to postpone anything until tomorrow. Accomplish what you can today." Inspired by his grandfather's words, Arjun committed himself to managing his time effectively. He created a structured daily routine, carefully allocating specific times for every task. He started waking up early, dedicating himself fully to his studies, and consciously avoiding unnecessary distractions. Slowly but surely, Arjun witnessed the positive outcomes of his dedicated efforts. In the subsequent examinations, he excelled, topping his class. Over the years, Arjun grew into a successful businessman, admired and respected by everyone who knew him. His life story inspired many, teaching an essential lesson: wisely utilizing time is indeed the key to lasting success.